Welcome to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast. Use the power of discovering new habits to create success in all areas of life. Body, fitness and nutrition, being, spirituality, passion and purpose, balance, marriage, kids and relationships, business, marketing, sales, leadership and systems. Transform your life by learning how habits work. And now your host, a husband, father, entrepreneur, trainer, coach, and warrior, Jesse Ewell.
Welcome back to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Jesse Ewell, and today we're going to be talking about the habit of productivity. See, if you were like any other entrepreneur, business owner, CEO, mom, whatever your job is, whatever your title is, the number one struggle that people I get to talk to, I coach every single day is productivity, is what we have the ability to get done in the day. You see, we all have the same amount of time every single day. We all have 24 hours in a day. What we do with those 24 hours matters. So this episode is dedicated to the entrepreneur who's working 14 to 16 hours a day, the business owner working 14 to 16 hours a day and more, the struggling business owner, entrepreneur, the CEO mom that feels like they have a to-do list a mile long and they never actually get it done. The one who feels overwhelmed, who's constantly putting out fires and somehow just hopes to fit it all in. So today I'm excited to talk to you about this specific productivity habit because I believe this habit is worth $2.5 million. And I'll explain this kind of throughout the episode, but I have taught this to hundreds of my clients, hundreds of business owners, entrepreneurs, and the thing is this is a super simple habit, and what happens is because it's so simple, we often overlook it because it doesn't seem that hard to do. It often gets overlooked, but that's the thing about habits. If they're difficult, you won't do them. If they're difficult, you won't consistently keep up with them. And so as I continue to spread this message of the habit-based lifestyle, I want you to realize that many of the things that I teach you are things that I struggle or have struggled with. And I found in my search for productivity, in my search to just get more shit done in a day, many of the things that I teach you, all of the things that I've taught you, I've not only, learned myself, I've paid to learn. I've, lived them. I've experienced them. I've adjusted them and made them work in a better fashion in my life. And I truly believe that really habit-based lifestyle is about figuring out the best way to get the most results out of a habit without spending more energy than has to take place. And so what I really truly believe that happens is I'm really truly figuring out the best way to do this and deliver it to my clients without them having to add extra, energy or extra work. And I always think back to, when I worked out, I had a more efficient way to work out that conserved energy. And that's really what a habit comes down to, is we want to conserve as much energy as possible so that we have the energy to continue to keep going. And I think of productivity today as one of the big issues. And here's why. We have social media, we have email, we have text message. We have so many things going on in our lives that it's very hard to stay focused. It's very hard for us to be productive because it's like we're literally chasing, a squirrel. We're chasing, a like. We're chasing a comment. We're chasing an email. We're chasing a text message. We're chasing a phone call. And we're chasing things so often that we forget to shut everything out and just focus on this one thing that I got to get done. And so today I'm excited to talk to you about the Daily Six method, which is a method that I teach my clients inside a habit-based lifestyle. This is a business habit, a productivity habit that can increase your production in a massive way. See, every week I have Monday through Friday, all of my clients go through this. And here's the reason why is it has literally transformed businesses. It has literally transformed lives. It has literally transformed your entire life, business, your productivity. And I want to share this with you today because I know there's a lot of business owners who struggle with open-ended tasks. They never feel like they're getting shit done, yet they're at work for 14 to 16 hours every single day. See, getting shit done becomes a choice. Getting distracted is a choice. And today, I want to teach you this method so you can begin to change the game in your business, in your life. And not only this applies, yes, to productivity, but think about productivity as you can leverage this in any area of your life, in your physical health. You can leverage this in any area you're struggling with. If you're a CEO mom and you're listening to this, apply this because that is your business. Apply this to any area. You see, this Daily Six method, the first time I heard about this was originally called the Ivy Lee method. Now, I've made a few changes to this, but this was originally taught back in 1918 to a guy named Charles Schwab, if you've ever heard of him. He was one of the richest men in the world at the time, but he had a steel corporation, which was the second largest producer in America. And he was considered the master hustler. He was kind of considered as today's, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, a lot of these other guys that are around. But in 1918, think about that. That's 102 years ago. He wanted to increase the efficiency of his staff. And so he arranged a meeting with a consultant. Now, back then it was consultant. Today, you may have known of this as a coach. And so even guys back then in 1918 that were your highest producers had coaches to make their teams more productive. And you can leverage this on your team if you have a team to make your team more productive. But Lee was a successful businessman. He, pioneered many things. And as the story goes, Schwab brings in Lee into his office and he says, hey, listen, show me a way to get more shit done. Now, back in 1918, he wasn't probably saying get shit done. He was probably saying, hey, show me a way to get more things done. But he said, listen, give me 15 minutes. And the reality of it is this only takes 15 minutes to teach. But he says, listen, give me 15 minutes. And Schwab says, hey, how much is this going to cost me to do this? And Lee comes back and says, nothing. Now, if it works, then it's going to cost you. And after 90 days, I want you to send me a check for whatever you feel like this, Ivy Lee method, this Daily Six method is worth. So during his 15 minutes he spent with each executive, he explained the simple method to achieve peak productivity. Now, you can teach this yourself to your employees, your business partners, your wife, your husband, your kids. But I want you to imagine this. See, the Ivy Lee method is about getting 6 things done every single day. 6 things done over a week, 5 days, working days. You have an opportunity to get 30 things done. Now, imagine right now in your business, are you getting 30 things done every single week? Imagine over a month, you have an opportunity to get 120 things done. Imagine over a year, you have an opportunity to get 1,400 things done in a year if you follow this method. Now, the power of this is not necessarily a week. It's not necessarily a month. It's extended out over a year. And so, even if you're getting, what I really shoot for with my clients is to have 25 of the 30 things done every single week, because I know this. That means you're going to get 25 things done. That means in a month, you're going to get 100. That means in a year, you're going to get 1,200. If you think about 1,200 things you got to get done in business, think about the multiplied effect of that. Think about the acceleration in your business. Now we start adding in employees. You can accelerate your entire business. I truly believe from what it takes you to accomplish in a year, you can get done in 90 days just by this 15-minute solution. So I want you to go through these questions. So this is how it breaks down. At the end of each day or the beginning of the week, it would be Sunday night. You're going to write down the 6 most important things that you must accomplish tomorrow. You're gonna write down 6. Do not write down more than 6. Do not write down less than 6. And they have to be listed out in priority. So prioritize these in order of true importance from number 1 down to number 6. Now, when you arrive at work tomorrow, you're going to concentrate only on number 1. And as you finish up number 1, you can't move on to number 2 until you've completed that first task. And once you've completed that, you can't move on to 3 until you finish 2. You can't move on to 4 until you finished 3. So you're going to approach the rest of your list in the same fashion. Now, there's some rules to this. Your list must be urgent and important. Now, if you ever read the 4 quadrants, or if you know about those, you know there's tasks that are urgent and important, not urgent and important, urgent, not important, and not urgent and not important. And those are the ones we usually try to wipe out. But when we talk about this, inside of my program, I have my business people. I have everyone set up in this idea of not urgent and important and urgent and important tasks that we focus on every single day. But these have to be urgent and they have to be important. That means that you want to get these done in the next 1 to 2 days. Now, you have all these tasks must take 30 to 60 minutes or less. If it's over 60 minutes, and really I say if it's over 45 minutes, you have to split it up into 2. And so here's why is we have what I like to call work intervals. So I come from, a fitness background. I come from 20 years of training. And so I like to, use this. But there's 2 types of work that we do. There's LSDP. So back in the gym business, there was long, slow distance cardio. And we called that LSD, long, slow distance. Okay. But I want to call this long, slow distance productivity. What happens when we do LSD? We begin to hallucinate. What happens when we work too long without a break? We begin to hallucinate. We begin to hallucinate and go on social media, go on email, go, eat food, do non-productive activities. That is what happens when we work in this environment of LSDP, long, slow distance productivity, long, slow distance cardio, long, slow distance, anything with that was when we would run for hours. And what that did is we would end up running a lot of the muscle off that we were trying to preserve and gain. And so the same thing goes here. When you're doing long, slow distance productivity, you are going to get distracted. You are going to feel like you're working hours and hours and not getting done. What I like to do are work intervals of productivity. So we are doing intervals. Interval training inside of fitness is best for fat loss. Interval training, it really maximizes the amount of time and efficiency we get. And so this is no different. When we go to work intervals, it is a 1-to-3 ratio. The reason I like this is because, we don't need to take a break as long as, we work. We need to operate in a place to where we're having enough rest to get our bearings back, and then we're right back into work. This makes us so much more productive. And so here's what I will tell you. It looks like this. 1-to-3 rest ratio is 30 minutes on, 10 minutes off, 45 minutes on, 15 minutes off, 60 minutes on, 20 minutes off. I really like either 30-10 or I like 45-15. These are the best work intervals that I've found. Now, these work intervals, I would stay consistent with them until you find which one works best for you. That means when we're working in this area, there's no phone, everything's being shut off, email, all that stuff. and you work until the first task's complete. You take either 10 minutes rest or 15 minutes rest. You can meditate, you could go get a drink, you could eat, you can make any follow-up calls, whatever that is. But you're going to approach the rest of your tasks. So we lay these out in order. But whatever, let's say you finish 5 things and you have one left over. So that carries over to the next day. We reprioritize these tasks, and then we repeat this process every single day. I like the work intervals. Don't discount these. 30 minutes on, 10 minutes off, 45 minutes on, 15 minutes off. See, this is super simple, and I want to go back through these again, but I'll finish the story. This strategy is simple. So back when Ivy Lee taught this, Schwab and his executive team gave it a try. After 3 months, Schwab was so delighted that he sent Ivy Lee this check for $25,000. Keep in mind, that's in 1918. That's worth $2.5 million today. So what makes this so effective? It's simple. You're going to prioritize 6 things that are urgent and important you get done every day. You are going to prioritize them. You're not going to move on from 1 until you finished it, and you're not going to move on from 2 and vice versa all the way down. There's no more than 6 things and no less than 6 things. These are all urgent and important. We don't put in workouts. We don't put in, habits inside of habit-based lifestyle. We don't put in, like our core habits. We don't put in, anything that's not related to production, whatever business you're doing. You have work intervals you're going to pick, either 30, 10, or 45, 15. We do not do LSDP, long, slow distance productivity. We don't work nonstop without taking breaks because that actually makes us less productive. And this is a $2.5 million idea. And imagine what can change in your life, in your business, if you teach this to your people once you have this down, and you have anywhere from 2 to 15 people working on this every single day. Think about the multiplier, the accelerator that's going to happen in your life. And so I want you to do this. I'm going to leave a PDF with this that you can copy, and you can go through and do this yourself, and you can learn to prioritize this. I'll put the link in the show notes, but this one habit can change your life. This one habit can change your productivity. I would love to see you do this. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, jesse@habitbasedlifestyle.com. If you are looking to connect further with a group of like-minded people, join myself and so many others in the Habit-Based Lifestyle Secrets group, where we will be dropping daily habits to help you live to your full potential. If you want to be one of our next case studies and begin living this habit-based lifestyle, feel free to reach out to me, jesse@habitbasedlifestyle.com. Also, check out in the show notes this daily 6 method. Until next episode, have a great day.